You can come up to stand any way you want to get there. Doesn't matter. Standing, doesn't matter where you are on your mat. Standing in our mountain pose, this is called Tadasana in Sanskrit. And I like to think of this as, it's a mountain pose, it's a strong pose, but once you get there, it's like, Tadasana. So you want to feel all parts of your feet. So you've got your big toe mound, your little toe mound, and your heel. You want to feel all those 3 parts of each foot, feeling grounded into the ground, pushing down, rooting down, and being equal on both sides as much as possible. And as you feel that groundedness, feel the energy of the earth as you root down, lifting you back up, engaging your legs, muscles in your legs, your pelvis, and then roll your shoulders back and down, trying to keep your lower ribs kind of tucked in, and your arms can come forward. And this is mountain pose for Tadasana. Inhale your arms up overhead. We're going to move through a flow, lengthening up through your spine. You can look up. Exhale your right arm down. Your left arm comes across, and your left hips can move over to one side. Inhale, both arms come back up. Exhale, move to the other side. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, as you exhale, pushing through your feet, bending your knees. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. I'm bending through my knees, and my tailbone or my hips are going to go back in one direction, and my head is going to move in the other direction. And I'm going to just allow my torso, my belly, to come right down onto my thighs of my bent legs. I bring my arms around, pulling my elbows together. I can hold my hands here on my calves. And I'm going to let my chest rest down here and tuck my chin and look at the back of the room. This is called a standing child's pose. We just did a child's pose on the ground, now we're doing a standing one. Notice the similarities. On your next inhale, keep your knees bent and lift your chest up off of the ground, rolling your shoulders back and down and your elbows come back. We worked with the elbows before, remember rolling the shoulders back and down? This is called a grasshopper pose, or downhill skier if you prefer. And then as you exhale, you can keep your knees bent and allow your chest to come back down to a forward fold, or you can straighten your legs here, whatever works for you, but you want to try to keep your back kind of as straight as possible. And breathe. And then on your next inhale, bending your knees, pushing through your feet, your arms can come out to a T and come all the way up to stand. Arms up overhead. Exhale your hands down at your sides. And we'll take that one more time to the other side. Inhale your arms up overhead, lengthening up. Exhale your left arm down now, right arm across. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, bend to the other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend your knees and float your chest down onto your thighs. Wrap your arms around. Look at the back of the room. Inhale, lift your chest, rolling your shoulders back and down and your elbows come up and back. And then exhale, fold down to your forward fold, wherever that may be. Inhale, bend your knees, arms come out to a T and come all the way up to stand. Exhale your hands all the way down to your sides. We'll take that a little bit faster. One more time on each side. Inhale, arms up, lengthen. Exhale, right arm down, left arm across, side bend. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, come back up to center, lengthen. Exhale, float down to your standing child's pose. Inhale, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and down and elbows back. Grasshopper. Exhale, float down to your forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, arms can come out to a T, come all the way up to stand. Lengthen. Exhale, your hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm comes across. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, both arms. Exhale, float down to your standing child's pose. Inhale, keeping your strong legs, knees bent. Pull your shoulders back and down, grasshopper. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, arms can come out to a T and push all the way up. Feel like you're really pushing through your legs and you're coming up in one piece. And then bring your arms down at your sides. And just stand here in mountain pose. You can close your eyes for a second and breathe. Just noticing how you feel. Open your eyes. We'll do a little balance. You can do a little tree pose here. Standing in mountain pose. Again, remembering that sensation that we got when we were on the ground with our leg at a 90-degree angle and we had this strap with a belt on it and pushing the hip in one direction and the foot in the other direction. So we're pushing down now with the foot and the hip is lifting up. So bringing the weight to your left leg, feeling that same kind of action. You feel the engagement of your muscles around here. Bend your other knee a little bit. And you can start off by just turning your whole hip, not your hip, but your leg in your hip socket out to the side for a little kickstand action here. This can be your tree pose. You can stay here. You can have your hands on your hips. You can have your hands here. You can have your hands here. Whatever feels good. But the important thing here too is to engage the muscles and lift up. Try not to do this with your hip. Lift up out of it. And focus on something, maybe on the floor about 5 or 10 feet away, or on a wall in front of you. It's called your drishti point. It's a focal point, and it helps you to keep your balance. So you can stay here, or you can bring your knee up so your foot is right below your knee. Or if you have the flexibility, or you've been doing yoga for a while and you know you can do it, you can also bring your knee up, grab a hold of your foot, and bring it up to your inner thigh. Press your left thigh into your right foot to your left thigh, and you can stay here. You can bring your arms up overhead. You can bring your hands here, wherever feels good for you in your tree. And you can move around and play around with it if you want to. Focusing, breathing. And whenever you are ready, try to come out of it by staying strong on this leg. Bring your other knee in front of you and bring it down. Wiggle your hips out a little bit. And if you fall out of it, fine, no worries. We're not going to call the yoga police. You could always also come to a wall. Can you see me? So that you have the wall here, or you could have a chair beside you. Something that is going to give you a little bit of security. It's like a security wall. Again, we'll start, this time it will be the right leg, pressing down with the foot and up with the hip. And then you can do a kickstand. You can try to balance if you're at the wall. Bring it up a little bit. Or you can bring it all the way up and place it there. And if you're trying to, get further and further along with this and you're working on your balance, and it's good to stand by a wall or by a chair. But you want to be able, if you want to bring your foot all the way up, you don't want to have to bend down too much to get it. You want to be able to have the strength to bring it all the way up so that you don't have to bend down. So that means that you're going to have the strength and the flexibility to be able to do that. Bring your hands to wherever, and looking around makes it harder to balance. And when you're ready, you can come out of it, trying to come out of it the same way we came into it. And again, move your hips around, move your ankles, roll it out. And we'll come to sit back down on our mat. Coming down, actually we'll roll down onto our backs. You can try rolling down as slowly as you want. All the way down. Pull your knees into your chest. Do some circles. Massaging your lower back again. Place your feet down on the ground. Place your hands right down beside you, pressing down with your feet. Actually, you could take a block and place it between your legs, squeezing your legs together if you have a block. If you don't, just think about squeezing your legs together in the direction of your legs aren't going to come together, but just think about energetically squeezing them together, and then lift your hips up off the ground, coming into a bridge pose. Staying there, breathing, taking a few breaths here. If you would like to, you can roll each shoulder underneath you, interlace your fingers together, press your hands down into the ground, your arms. Making sure that you're not blocking off your airway by dipping your chin too much, keeping your chin up. And when you're ready, you can lower yourself back down to the ground. Do one more. Inhale, come up to your bridge, wherever it is. It might be here, it might be here, it might be here, it might be here. And breathe. Take 2 more breaths. And lower yourself back down to the ground. Take the block away. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Bring your hands out wide into a T, your arms. And if you have lower back sensitivity, the best way to do, we're going to come into a twist. The best way to come into a twist is to lift your hips up, swing them over to the right, let them come down to the ground, bring your knees in, and then let your knees roll over to the left as you look over the opposite way. Or you can keep your head here, doesn't matter. And breathe. This is a relaxing pose. Should be feel good. Many of us have back issues, SI joint issues, lumbar spine issues, whatever. So this is a nice, easy stretch, supine twist and stretch. And then inhale, come back to center. Place your feet down, square your hips off. And again, lift your hips up, scooch them over to the left, bring your knees in, and let your knees fall over to the right. And you can look over to the other side. Some people like to put a block between their knees. That's fine. if it feels better for you, or you can use your blanket. If you're experienced with yoga and you have another twist you can that you prefer to do, you can always do that. But for right now, we're doing this one. And take 2 more breaths, and then after your last exhale, bring your knees back to center. Square up your hips. And we'll come into our final resting pose of Shavasana, which means basically dead man's pose. So you're lying on your back. Your legs can be outstretched, they can be wide. You can kind of roll your shoulders underneath you, your arms out to the side, palms up. Close your eyes. Some people like to put a blanket or a bolster or something underneath their knees. It feels good for them during Shavasana. So if that feels good for you, you can go ahead and do that. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out through your mouth. Just allow your body to settle down into your mat. Shavasana is a time to allow the energy that we used during our practice kind of settle into our body, into our mind, into our being. Nice long deep breaths that we took in the beginning of the class. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. It's usually nice to stay in Shavasana anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes. Kind of restoring your body. So you can pause the video and stay here for as long as you'd like. And then when you're ready to come out of Shavasana, pull your knees, just very slowly start to take another deep breath in and sigh it out through your mouth. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Bring your arms up overhead, stretching your arms in one direction, and your legs in the other direction. And then bring your knees into your chest if that feels good for you. You can roll over onto one side. Stay there for a couple of breaths. And then push yourself up to a seated position. Taking a moment to notice how you feel. You can keep your eyes closed here. Give yourself a little smile, a little thank you. Bring your hands to your heart center. Your thumbs right at your sternum, fingers wide, chest open. Bringing all that good energy right into your heart space. Then drop your head, chin down to your chest, bow down to yourself and say thank you, self, for participating and taking care of yourself today. And then lift your head, and I thank all of you for joining in with me today for this nice, easy practice. I wish everyone a great day, evening, month, week, year. Namaste.